Welcome on all, my name is Tawess and Game of Thrones. It just finished. And by that we mean really finished. And there's gonna be some slight light spoilers of Game of Thrones in general. So this last season, this finale, well, on its own, as a fantasy series of 6 episodes, it's really good. The acting is good, the story is not entirely horrible, and the effects are what you can expect from a TV production. But, and this is a big but, as a Game of Thrones title, it falls short. A lot short. And as the finish to the rather epic story arc of Game of Thrones, it's a train wreck. Why, you wonder, why is it a train wreck? Well, it's rushed, nonsensical, basically trying to tell the story of 2 seasons over, well, 1/2 or a third of a season, depending on how you look at seasons. So every event goes by like this. There's no pacing in it. There's nothing. And I agree, the final episode, it was good in some points. It had some moments. It definitely had some things to it. But at the same time, it is, for all intents and purposes, a mess. So previous episodes, and to some degrees the last season too, but that was at least better than this one. But this is a mess. A horrid, horrid mess. Now, I'm not that big of a fan that I feel that this is a huge problem. After all, at this point you either like the show or you don't. I like the show. And I like what the TV show did with things. I like Tyrion, how Peter Dinklage portrayed him. I like how... I don't like Kit Harington that much. His Jon Snow is rather flat, actually. But a lot of the characters are brilliant. There's a lot of drama. There's some fun... How should I put it? Some fun little adventures, basically. Some fun little scenes, episodes. Not episodes... Big thing like some TV show episode. I mean, episode as in a section of a regular episode. They have these small arcs, better word for it, arc. And yeah, I don't think I should have ended it like this if I were HBO. But on the other hand, there's not really another way to end it either. I mean, what were you supposed to do? Produce 3 more seasons? Bear the cost of that? No, that wasn't going to happen. So they were pretty much stuck with either trying to shut it down quickly or have it drag on for way too long. And they choose the most financially sound alternative, which is shut it down. So they shut it down. It's now done. It's finished. Finito, won't come back. Bye-bye. Hasta mañana. And the show does probably give a good finger. Give him a good finger. Or a bad finger. But give a good... It's Swedish. It was called fingervisning. A good inclination. Inclination. My English is broken today. The end of the show gives you a good idea of where the books are heading. Because the end makes sense in a lot of ways. But the journey there didn't exist in the show. And I think it's from this season. I think it actually would have been even better if it just bum rushed through some parts thoroughly, like 1 or 2 episodes, just go through all the plot elements you need to have things in place. Just mangle through it. And then, slowly, carefully... Am I in focus? I don't think I'm in focus. And then slowly, so 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you take it slow and you build up to this crescendo. Because now you were basically just blindsided by everything. I mean, not blindsiding, oh, this was surprising, but blindsided in how quick things happen. You're like, wham, there's one thing, oh, there's another, and it's like, what to do about that? I think, in the end, that Game of Thrones will go down in history as one of these very monumental things. But I don't think the last season will ever be anyone's favorite or even appreciated. They just looked at it as sort of necessary, this thing that had to do because the things were coming to an end and they didn't have enough money to produce a proper season. So we're like, yeah, we need to finish this now. Wrap it up, push it out. Had this been a game, it would have been early access. Basically, the show is basically early access. But only access. And I don't think it's a kind of stupid idea, because I think this, in a way, puts the new shows in a bad position. Because now they have to not only fight being not Game of Thrones, they have to fight with the fact that Game of Thrones ended on such a downer. And that, I think, is problematic. I might be wrong. People might have more brand loyalty than I think they have, but I don't think they have that much brand loyalty. They're going to sit through that season without feeling ripped off. Especially if you got a year-long subscription. Not sure why you would have gotten that, but if you did, good for you. I hope you enjoy the rest of the content. So, now with Daenerys dead, Jon at the Wall, Bran as the king, Cersei and Jaime dead as doornails, and the entire map rewritten. But yeah, also Sansa, Queen of the North. It does set up a world which I would be interested in seeing continued on. I would like to see what happens next. Believe it or not, I would really be interested in seeing what happens next, based on things we've seen in the previous books. What happens after all this? How does the world handle things that have seen, the things that have happened? How do they handle that the magic is back? How do they handle the fact that the Night King is dead? Boned like a noob. Dear Lord. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they're going to pay off, really. I mean, what happens now? Doesn't really matter what happens now. The show is over. But I would like to see what happens next in this world. There's so much to explore. And I don't think that will ever happen. Because, let's face it, Martin isn't done with the last book yet, and he ain't exactly getting younger. So, the final season of Game of Thrones is utter goddamn trash, in lines of it is a Game of Thrones season. It's a good fantasy epic, but it's utter gobshite as a Game of Thrones season. And as a show finale, it is... I don't have any words for it. Gobshite, it's a good word for it. Utter trash. Shit, simply. And there's no nice way to put it. I mean, it has its moments. It has good moments, but good moments spread out over 6 episodes that should have been 18 doesn't really help. So, rewatch the old seasons. They're good. Enjoy the story for what it is. Read the books if you don't like this. But don't invest in this show based on last season. Anyway, this is just a quick thing I felt like I had to get off my chest. And until next time, stay safe, be kind, play fair. Bye.